Guys, we're here with Ruggles today, a photographer from Gloucestershire, and we are looking at his mad array of film cameras, right? Even as we're talking, we've got this kind of pile here. Behind me, what is that one? Just for the guys.
Leica M3.
So we've got Leica M3. Above it?
Leica 3.
A Leica 3. And just over there, it's like some kind of weird episode of MTV Cribs. You've got a fridge, not for food, but for film. What we want to look at today is your medium format cameras. Medium format being, what, 6 centimeters high film?
Yeah.
And you can shoot a variety of different kind of sizes on this, can't you? So you can have thin ones, you can have big ones.
Yep.
Obviously, the bigger the negative is, the more resolution you get, but the fewer shots you get per film, right?
That's correct, yeah. So it's ranging all the way from a portrait mode type of negative for the 645,
yeah,
all the way to a panorama-ish size, which is the 6x12 for the Belair.
Let's start off with just looking through some of these cameras. So can you tell me about this one?
Yeah, it's a Fuji 645. It's not got a changeable lens, everything is built in. Almost a pocket camera. I think that's the way they describe it, but I don't know whose pocket it's going to fit into.
It's the old style back pocket.
Yeah, but it's sort of like a rangefinder, but like a all-in-one type of thing. So very simple.
Yeah.
I believe they were used by tour groups in Japan extensively.
Because that is, what is that, like maybe 3, 4, 5 centimeters wide when shut? So it's a pretty thin little camera for medium format.
Maybe like 3.
So 645, you're looking at 15 shots per roll. What if you want a bigger negative?
So if you want a bigger negative, the next thing up would be the Mamiya twin lens reflex, the C220. So this takes pretty much what I guess would be called standard size, so 6x6. So square format, 6 centimeters by 6 centimeters.
Nice, nice. And I know for that, because I've had a 6.6, you'll get 12 shots.
Yes. You're focusing through the top lens. I think the top lens is normally a little bit wider aperture than the bottom lens, just to help you focus. But you're focusing through the top lens and you're shooting through the bottom lens.
Okay. And that's why you get this kind of high instead of wide. It's a pretty interesting camera. It's one of the few kinds of cameras I've never owned.
This was from the early 70s they started making this. I think they stopped making them in the 80s. The newest version, which I think is the C330, they were making up to the early 90s. But I think this one is between 70s and 80s.
If you want to change lenses on this, can you?
You can, yes. So I have 3 lenses for this one. So to change the lens, there is a catch.
Okay, so it's the 2 lenses are attached.
They are attached, yeah. It's one unit because the lenses are matched to each other, so that if you put a different lens on, it's just not going to match the focusing size. Isn't going to match the taking size. Yeah. So it's all one unit. But yeah, this is a standard 80mm lens. I have also a 135 and a 180.
Okay.
So the 135. So this would be equivalent of about 50 on a full frame.
Yeah, because when we think of like a 50mm, we think of it when it's paired with 35mm film, which is smaller than what we're shooting.
Yeah.
So when we've got a bigger film, we need to use a longer length
to get the similar aspect. Yeah.
This one is probably one of the most popular medium format cameras that is out there
at the moment. Yes.
At the moment.
Yeah. I think this was quite a popular camera in the day, and a lot of them made.
And it is super heavy as well. It is. So tell me about this camera.
So this is a 6x7, so 6 centimeters by 7, so slightly rectangular rather than square.
Right.
At the moment it has a standard lens on.
You're at 127mm,
so I think that's slightly longer than standard. So this one, instead of the waist level finder, it has a prism finder on it. What you see is what you expect to see.
There's no
there's no backwards or upside down anything. I think they were mainly used for in studios, so they'd be sat on tripods.
Is this the one with the rotating back?
It is not. I believe I have the rotating back for it. At the moment it's not on there. Okay. So the rotating back is an attachment that goes between the body and the back.
Because this camera is modular, isn't it? So unlike the last two, so the one where you could take the lens off and the one you couldn't.
Yeah.
This you can change out everything, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So take off the prism.
Lenses are changeable. The backs are changeable.
Right.
And yeah, you can replace the body if you so want.
So if you break, say, the back, you just get another one.
Yep. You can have multiple backs because you might be wanting to shoot black and white and portrait, and you don't have to finish the film off if you've got different backs for each film.
So that's good. That's more like a working professional camera then.
So this is a Fuji GX680, one of the newer models. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was. The pictures I saw when I was buying it, I thought it was going to be, you know, sort of yay big, fit in the palm of your hand. It's probably about 3 times the size of what I thought it would be.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put, just real quick, a roll of film next to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so it's a big old...
It is.
That's wide.
This is a very wide.
So that's 65 mils, so that's...
24-ish, I guess, something like that, maybe 35. But yeah, very wide lens. This is with the waist level finder. I don't know if they do a prism finder for this one.
That'll just make it way too heavy at that point.
And the back on this, it rotates.
So you don't have to put your camera sideways and...
No. So you can either have, you know, portrait, landscape, 6x8. The back on here is 6x8. You can get different backs as well. You can get a 6x6 back. It just crops it in a little bit.
This thing, I mean, before you showed me one, I'd never seen it before. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
The big thing about it is this rail system at the front.
Yeah, it's lovely. And also, so this is for standard lenses. If you have a macro lens, I have rails that come out to about here.
Right.
So you can focus down on something that's, you know, that far away.
It looks newer than the other one as well.
I think this was 90s.
Okay.
Possibly into the 2000s.
This is a special kind of monster.
Yeah.
So
by no means the widest you can go. I have seen 6x17s.
Yeah.
So this is about a third less wide than one of those ish. So this is a lomography camera, a Belair 612. Quite a basic camera. So it
doesn't have the weight of the other ones, does it?
No. It's very much it's not a toy camera, but it's a low budget camera. The shutter button is on the lens. You have to manually wind the film. There's nothing auto about it. You have to check that you're winding the film properly, which I did not do the first time I used it. If you want to do some double exposures, no problem at all. If you want to get creative and have an exposure with half an exposure, and then, you know, keep on doing that, you can fill your boots. The lenses are also changeable. However, I think there's only 2 lenses available for it.
Right. Would you say it's less of a technical camera, more like a creative?
Absolutely, yes, yeah. It's definitely, if you're after a very specific, repeatable result, then it's not for you.
More of a fun camera.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
And also, this is the only one that's still being made, I believe.
Oh yeah, of course, because lomography is still making films for it. And
this camera's probably 5 years old, but it's still on their website now.
Which is your favourite camera out of these?
Out of these, probably the 680, just because of the sheer it being an absolute tank. It's very easy to use, even though it may look quite daunting, but it's very easy to use.
What would you recommend to someone maybe starting out for medium formats? Like what size ratio do you think is best?
6x6 square format, I would say would be the best. I would have recommended a Holga until a few years ago. Again, very experimental. Light leaks, absolute plastic
lens,
plastic everything. But they don't make them anymore.
Do they not?
They do not. No.
Oh.
There's plenty of Rolly knockoffs. So, or inspired by Rolly. I'd say for £50 you could probably find something, a twin lens reflex that will do 6x6.
Yeah, that's actually been a really kind of interesting time, because I've dealt with RB67s, RZ67s in the past. I've never touched the rest of them. Never played with rangefinders, never touched panoramics, not this huge one, not TLR cameras.
Well, then you should change that, shouldn't you?
I should change it.
You should have a go with some of them.
Yeah, well, I feel we should go out when it's not as hot outside. When
It's like, what, 30 degrees at the moment?
It's 30 degrees, yeah.
So for some people that's cool, for us
It's too much.
very unusual. Yeah.
It's too much right now. We're going to go out and shoot some film. This is going to be 35mm for me.
I'm going to do some Portra 160. It's bright enough that I don't need the higher ISO. I don't know what you're going to be shooting.
I'm going to be shooting the poor man's Portra, which is Colour Plus. Pretty much the cheapest film you can buy now. Warm golden tones. I'm going to shoot on the Nikon FM 50mm.
I've got a Nikon F very recently.
Okay.
I haven't used that in anger yet, so I'm going to take
In anger?
Nikon, well, you know, properly. I haven't used it properly, so I'm going to take that out. And I've got a 50mm 1.4, so I'm going to give that a go. See how I get on with that.
Okay. Wow. Thank you, Ruggles.
You're very welcome.
It's been
Have a nice day.
It's been very interesting.
Peaceful again.
Right, guys.
It's been real.
Yeah, it's been real. Thanks for watching. See you in the
Peace.
next one.
Peace.